The Audie Murphy mystery has finally been uncovered, and the truth is way darker than most people expected. Audie Leon Murphy was born on June 20th, 1925, in Kingston, Texas, into a poor sharecropping family that was barely surviving during the Great Depression. He was the seventh of 12 children born to Emmett and Josie Bell Murphy, and life at home was rough from the very start. Things only got worse when his father walked out on the family while Audie was still young. Then tragedy hit even harder when his mother passed away when he was just 16 years old. Suddenly, Murphy was left trying to help care for his younger brothers and sisters with almost no education and very few options. He had to quit school after the 5th grade and take whatever jobs he could find just to keep food on the table. Those brutal early years built a tough mindset in him that stayed for the rest of his life. In 1942, Murphy tried to enlist in the military, but things did not go smoothly at first. Both the Navy and Marine Corps turned him away because he was considered too small and underweight. At only 5'5" and a little over 110 pounds, he did not look like someone who would become one of the most feared soldiers of World War II, but looks can fool people in a big way. Once he joined the U.S. Army, Murphy quickly proved he was fearless in combat. He fought through major battles across North Africa, Italy, France, and Germany, earning a reputation for being unbelievably brave and fiercely loyal to the men fighting beside him. Soldiers who served with him reportedly saw him charge into danger again and again without hesitation. Then came the moment that shocked military history forever. On January 26, 1945, near Holtzwihr, France, Murphy faced an entire company of German troops, while badly wounded and heavily outnumbered. In an incredible move, he climbed onto a burning tank destroyer and grabbed its .50 caliber machine gun, firing at enemy soldiers while also calling in artillery strikes at the same time. The battlefield was absolute chaos, but Murphy refused to back down for over an hour. That jaw-dropping act of courage earned him the Medal of Honor when he was only 19 years old. By the end of the war, he had collected every major U.S. combat award for valor available at the time, including the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts. Altogether, Murphy received 33 military awards and decorations from the United States and Allied nations, officially becoming the most decorated American soldier of World War II. But behind the fame and medals, another battle was beginning. After returning home as a celebrated war hero, Murphy struggled badly with the emotional damage left behind by combat. What people once called battle fatigue is now known as PTSD, and the effects followed him long after the war ended. Even while fighting serious emotional battles behind closed doors, Audie Murphy refused to stay silent. At a time when almost nobody openly talked about the mental damage caused by war, Murphy used his fame to shine a light on veterans' struggles and the urgent need for mental health support. Long before PTSD became widely understood, he was already speaking publicly about the heavy emotional cost of combat, and that shocked a lot of people back then. Murphy eventually made a surprising move into Hollywood, turning himself from a decorated soldier into a movie star. He appeared in more than 40 films, but the one that grabbed the most attention was To Hell and Back, the war movie based on his own memoir. In a powerful twist, Murphy actually played himself on screen, recreating the terrifying wartime experiences he had survived in real life. Audiences were stunned by how raw and believable the performance felt, and the movie became a massive box office success almost overnight. Even with all the praise, Murphy never acted like a typical Hollywood celebrity. He stayed humble and often claimed he did not see himself as some great actor. That quiet attitude made him stand out in an industry filled with oversized egos and non-stop drama. Most of his roles were in westerns and war films, genres that matched his rugged image perfectly. Murphy also explored another side of the entertainment world through music. He wrote several country and western songs, and some of them were even recorded by major artists like Dean Martin and Charlie Pride. That unexpected talent added another layer to his growing celebrity status and proved he was more than just a war hero with a camera pointed at him. In 1957, Murphy landed one of his most memorable Western roles as the Utica Kid in Night Passage. Sharing the screen with Hollywood legends James Stewart and Dan Duryea was a huge moment for his career, and many fans believed Murphy more than held his own against the veteran stars. The movie helped lock him into the booming Western genre that audiences could not get enough of during that era. Then came 1959, a year that pushed Murphy's Hollywood career even further. He appeared in 3 different Western films, each showing a different side of his acting skills. In The Wild and the Innocent, he starred alongside Sandra Dee, and their on-screen chemistry gave the film an energy that audiences really connected with. Murphy also started stepping into work behind the camera. He quietly served as an uncredited co-producer on the black-and-white drama Cast a Long Shadow, working with famous producer Walter Mirisch. That partnership showed Murphy was gaining influence in Hollywood beyond simply acting in front of the cameras, but the film that truly made critics stop and pay attention was No Name on the Bullet. In that tense and suspenseful story, Murphy played a cold hired killer, a role that shocked viewers who were used to seeing him as the clean-cut hero. The performance revealed a darker edge that many people never expected from America's most decorated war veteran. The movie pulled in major praise from critics and audiences alike, with many calling it one of Audie Murphy's strongest performances ever. People were especially impressed by the dark atmosphere of the story and the intense way Murphy handled the role. His performance showed a deeper and more complicated side that helped transform him from just another Western actor into a serious leading man in Hollywood's growing Western scene. Murphy's success did not stop with movies either. In 1960, he stepped into television and immediately caught viewers' attention. He appeared alongside legendary actress Thelma Ritter in an episode of Star Time called The Man. At a time when television was exploding in popularity, Murphy's calm confidence and natural screen presence helped him connect with an even bigger audience. Fans who already admired him from the movies were now seeing him dominate television screens too. Outside of entertainment, Murphy still stayed closely tied to the military and public service. In the early 1960s, he worked with the United States Army on the Big Picture television series, using his fame and military background to help explain Army operations and technology to the public. He appeared in 3 episodes and became one of the military's most trusted public faces during that period. His dedication and support did not go unnoticed either. In 1960, Murphy received the Outstanding Civilian Service Medal, a major honor recognizing his efforts and loyalty to the military after the war. One of the most talked about episodes was Broken Bridge, where Murphy traveled to military locations across Germany, Italy, Turkey, and even New Mexico. The episode gave viewers a close look at modern military equipment and advanced weapons technology, blending real-world military demonstrations with television entertainment in a way that fascinated audiences at the time. Meanwhile, Murphy's Hollywood career kept gaining momentum through important creative partnerships. One of the biggest was with writer Claire Huffaker, who created the screenplays for Murphy's 1961 films 7 Ways from Sundown and Posse from Hell. These movies played perfectly into Murphy's rugged image, while also giving him stronger, more layered characters to work with on screen. Another major influence in Murphy's career came from his friendship with writer and producer Willard W. Willingham and his wife, Mary Willingham. The trio built a strong working relationship during Murphy's early Hollywood years, and together they produced several projects that helped shape his later career. Willard produced Murphy's 1961 television series, Whispering Smith, and also helped write the screenplay for Battle at Bloody Beach, mixing tough storytelling with intense action scenes that audiences loved. The collaborations kept rolling through the mid-1960s with films like Bullet for a Bad Man and Arizona Raiders, both of which strengthened Murphy's place as one of the defining stars of the Western genre. The Willinghams also worked on Gunpoint and wrote the script for 40 Guns to Apache Pass in 1967. That film carried extra weight in Murphy's career because it became his final starring lead role in a Western movie, quietly marking the end of an era for one of Hollywood's toughest and most respected cowboy stars. Audie Murphy was not afraid to step outside the usual Hollywood formula. In 1966, he took his career overseas to film Trunk to Cairo in Israel, proving he was willing to tackle international projects and more challenging roles instead of staying locked into the same old Western settings. At a time when many American actors avoided risky productions abroad, Murphy pushed forward and expanded his career in a surprising direction. One of the most important connections in Murphy's Hollywood life started in a place nobody expected: a boxing gym. His relationship with famous director Bud Boetticher began after Murphy asked to become Boetticher's boxing partner at Terry Hunt's athletic club. What started as casual training quickly turned into a powerful creative partnership that lasted for nearly 20 years. That partnership led Murphy to star in the title role of Boetticher's first Western film, The Cimarron Kid, in 1951. The movie became a major stepping stone for both men and helped launch a long-running collaboration that would shape Murphy's career for years to come. Fans of classic westerns still look back at the film as an important moment in Murphy's rise through Hollywood. Their connection stayed strong all the way into the late 1960s. In 1969, Boetticher wrote the screenplay for A Time for Dying, which sadly became Murphy's final movie appearance. The film carried extra emotional weight because it served as the closing chapter in their long friendship and professional partnership. Even more interesting, The two reportedly had plans for additional projects called A Horse for Mr. Barnum and When There's Something to Do, but those films were never completed. That left many fans wondering how much more the duo could have created together if fate had played out differently. While Murphy's career looked impressive on the surface, his personal life was filled with struggles, pressure, and emotional ups and downs. In 1949, he married actress Wanda Hendricks, a rising Hollywood star who had already built a strong reputation through films in the 1940s and early 50s. Their relationship immediately grabbed media attention because both of them were becoming major public figures at the same time. But behind the glamorous headlines, the marriage faced serious problems. Hollywood pressure, non-stop public attention, and Murphy's ongoing emotional struggles connected to his wartime experiences reportedly created tension between them. At a time when mental health support was far less understood, those private battles became harder and harder to manage in a public relationship. After 2 difficult years together, Murphy and Hendricks officially divorced in 1951, bringing an end to a relationship that had become both a romance and a major Hollywood talking point. Then came a shocking twist that caught many people off guard. Only 4 days after the divorce became final, Murphy remarried. His second wife was Pamela Opal Lee Archer, a former airline stewardess known for having a much calmer and more grounded personality. Compared to the spotlight-heavy world surrounding his first marriage, Pamela brought a quieter presence into Murphy's life, creating a completely different dynamic behind the scenes. Pamela and Audie Murphy's relationship moved incredibly fast, and many people were stunned by how quickly they got married after his divorce. But for Murphy, the decision seemed tied to something much deeper. After years of emotional turmoil, pressure from fame, and the lingering effects of war, he appeared desperate for stability, family, and some sense of peace in his personal life. Pamela brought a calmer and more grounded energy into his world at a time when he badly needed support. Together, Audie Murphy and Pamela Opal Lee Archer built a family that became one of the most important parts of his later years. The couple had 2 sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon. Terry Michael Murphy was born in 1952 and later became involved in the entertainment industry himself, continuing the family's connection to Hollywood and public life. Their younger son, James Shannon Murphy, was born a few years later and grew up carrying the weight of his father's larger-than-life legacy right alongside the rest of the family. Both boys were raised fully aware that their father was not just a movie star, but one of the most famous and decorated American soldiers of World War II. That kind of legacy brought pride, but it also came with enormous pressure and public attention. Even so, Murphy's marriage to Pamela lasted far longer than his first marriage and gave him a level of emotional support and stability he had struggled to find earlier in life. Pamela became far more than simply Murphy's wife behind the scenes. She reportedly served as a trusted confidant and steady source of encouragement while he battled the ongoing effects of trauma, physical pain, and the constant pressures that came with celebrity life. Through all the chaos surrounding his fame, his family often became the one place where he could escape the spotlight and feel some sense of normal life again. The presence of Pamela and their sons created a sharp contrast to the hardship and instability Murphy experienced growing up in poverty during his childhood years. For a while, family life appeared to give him moments of peace that had been missing for most of his life. But despite that calmer image, dark questions would later emerge surrounding the final chapter of Murphy's story. For decades, the death of Audie Murphy remained surrounded by mystery, speculation, and endless rumors. Fans, historians, and even people close to him struggled to fully understand what truly happened on the day the American war hero and Hollywood star died. Murphy's incredible journey from poor Texas farm boy to legendary soldier had already captured the public's imagination for years, but the circumstances of his death opened an entirely new wave of intrigue. Now, after years of unanswered questions, new investigative findings and fresh evidence have reportedly started shedding light on what really happened, finally bringing long-awaited clarity to one of the most talked-about mysteries surrounding Audie Murphy's life and tragic death. But the truth surrounding Audie Murphy's death turned out to be far more disturbing than many people expected. For decades, the official explanation sounded simple and tragic. On May 28, 1971, Murphy died in a plane crash near Brush Mountain, close to Catawba, Virginia. He was riding aboard a small twin-engine Aero Commander aircraft when it went down during dangerous weather conditions while flying low through mountainous terrain. Authorities officially ruled the crash an accident caused by pilot error and poor visibility. Just like that, America lost one of its greatest war heroes at only 45 years old. But almost immediately, rumors and suspicions started spreading behind the scenes. Because of Murphy's complicated personal life, his highly public struggles with PTSD after the war, and his connections to powerful people, many believed there could have been more to the story than the public was told. As the years passed, conspiracy theories exploded around the case. Some people claimed Murphy may have known sensitive information through his Hollywood connections and relationships with government officials, leading to wild theories involving intelligence agencies. Others believed enemies connected to private business dealings or even organized crime could have wanted revenge against him. The speculation only grew stronger as unanswered questions kept piling up. Several strange details about the crash continued fueling suspicion for years. People questioned why the aircraft was flying so dangerously low near the mountains in terrible weather conditions. Others pointed to reported inconsistencies surrounding the investigation and confusion over certain missing wreckage pieces from the crash site. Those unanswered details left many people convinced that something about the official story did not fully add up. At the same time, Murphy's family strongly pushed back against claims of foul play and continued to believe the crash was simply a heartbreaking accident. But because there was never enough hard evidence to completely silence the rumors, the mystery refused to disappear. The uncertainty cast a dark cloud over Murphy's legacy, leaving generations of fans wondering whether the legendary soldier's death involved more than just tragic circumstances. Now, years later, the case has reportedly drawn fresh attention from independent investigators using modern forensic technology and newly available historical records. By re-examining crash debris, weather reports, and flight information with tools unavailable back in 1971, researchers claim they uncovered disturbing findings that raised even more questions about what truly happened that day. Some investigators now believe the evidence points toward possible mechanical problems or even intentional sabotage rather than a simple accident. While no official conclusion has replaced the original crash ruling, the renewed investigation has reignited debate and pushed the mystery surrounding Audie Murphy's death back into the spotlight once again. The investigators reportedly uncovered shocking signs of possible tampering inside the aircraft itself. According to the claims, parts of the plane's control systems showed evidence of wires being cut, altered, or rerouted in ways that raised serious concerns about sabotage rather than simple mechanical failure. Those discoveries immediately reignited suspicion around the crash and pushed the mystery into even darker territory. At the same time, new interviews with previously silent witnesses and retired officials started surfacing years after the tragedy. Some claimed that Audie Murphy may have been under surveillance in the months leading up to the crash. One alleged whistleblower, speaking publicly after decades of silence, claimed Murphy had accidentally come across sensitive information connected to covert government operations. According to that testimony, certain powerful figures allegedly viewed him as a serious liability. The whistleblower's account painted a disturbing picture of a possible cover-up, suggesting Murphy's death may have been disguised as a tragic accident to permanently silence him. While these claims remain heavily debated and have not been officially confirmed, they completely changed the way many people looked at the mystery surrounding Murphy's final days. For years, Audie Murphy was remembered as a fearless American hero who survived the horrors of World War II only to die in a heartbreaking plane crash. But these newer allegations introduced a far darker possibility, one involving conspiracy, betrayal, and hidden political tensions during the Cold War era. Suddenly, the story no longer felt like a simple accident lost to history. The emotional impact on Murphy's family has reportedly been enormous. After spending decades living with grief and unanswered questions, they now face renewed public attention and fresh speculation surrounding his death. Some supporters and researchers have pushed for additional reviews of the case, hoping to uncover more answers about what truly happened on that mountain in Virginia all those years ago. Historians and military experts have also revisited Murphy's legacy through a new lens, exploring possible connections between Hollywood, government influence, and the pressure placed on high-profile public figures during that era. The mystery surrounding Murphy's death has evolved into something much larger than a simple aviation tragedy. It has become a story filled with uncertainty, fear, and lingering questions about power and secrecy. Even now, the complete truth may never fully come to light. Some believe Murphy was simply the victim of a tragic accident caused by dangerous flying conditions, while others remain convinced there was something far more sinister happening behind the scenes. What is clear is that the questions surrounding his death continue to cast a shadow over one of America's most legendary war heroes, and the story still leaves many people unsettled to this day. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into shocking mysteries, hidden histories, and unbelievable true stories, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with others who love uncovering the truth. And don't forget to leave a comment below letting us know what you think really happened to Audie Murphy.